Yo, it's Case 56, artist, producer, engineer, signing in for Ground Up. Alright, how did Case 56 get to be Case 56? The name comes from my last name, which is Case, and 56, the block I grew up in Flatbush. How did I get started with music? It's a long story, but to make it short, I just came back to Brooklyn. I was about 16 years old. I'm 18 now, but about 15 years old. Just coming back to Brooklyn. Mom's had to go to Afghanistan because she was in the army, so I had to go back to Brooklyn to stay with family. So I came back to Brooklyn now, and when I'm back in Brooklyn, I left Brooklyn at about 10 years old. So I come back to Brooklyn at 15. Everybody moved. Some people got shot and died. So I basically came back to 56, not really knowing nobody, except for my next door neighbors that we grew up together, but not really knowing nobody. So I come back to 56, and I had nothing to do. I wasn't really going to school at the time because all the transferring and all the credit transfers and everything was just coming back in. So I wasn't really going to school or nothing. So I was just in the house, bored. I was either at my cousin's house. So one day, my older brother actually, Badger, he used to mess around with FL Studio. Not really too serious enough. He just downloaded the program. He ain't really do too much on it though. So I remember that he used to be on it, and I just downloaded the program, and ever since then I've been producing, and now we're at about 3 years in, and it's flourishing. Alright, my fulfillment from music, it's a good feeling to know that you could start from nothing and then build up to a sound that sounds amazing and versatile, from working with hip-hop, R&B, rap, trap, and then going over to reggae and dancehall. It makes me feel good, really, to know that where I've come from and where I started at to what I'm doing now in such a short time, and it's good. It makes me feel real good to know that at my age I'm really doing something that could turn out to be something way bigger later on in life, or even now at the point that I'm at now. We're actually sitting on a couple of records that should be dropping soon. That's probably going to be some hits. So, it's good. Alright, what was the next? Where do I see music going, or where it's leading? To be honest, I feel like music in general, myself as an artist, music in general is more of a momentary thing. Not to say that there aren't any greats that live on, but for the most part, music is more for the time being. An artist can make something about something relevant now, but 2-3 years down the road, nobody even remember who that person is or whatever the issue was. Music, I feel like there's always going to be those artists that's great, then those artists that people are going to say he just speaking foolishness, but you still enjoy it. Like people that make the songs that have no kind of meaning, but at the clubs and at the parties they're still being played constantly. So in my idea, there's always going to be the good and the bad. There's always going to be the great, and he deserves a lot more attention than he's getting. But there's always going to be the person that's irrelevant or speaking about irrelevant things, but still gets played just as much, if not more, than the person who deserves to be put up on a pedestal.